As a radiant aurora painted the night sky over New York City, Iron Man soared through the shimmering lights, his armor glowing red and gold. Suddenly, his sensors picked up a strange energy pulse coming from a far-off mountain peak. What could it be? Iron Man wasn't sure, but he couldn't resist the call of adventure, so he flew closer to investigate. As he got nearer, the source of the energy became clear. Hidden in the peak of the mountain was a glowing vault, pulsating with mysterious energy. The vault was surrounded by an ethereal glow, shimmering in hues of green and purple. Much like the northern lights, Aurora, that danced across the night sky. It seemed as if the very essence of the Aurora had been captured within this mountain. Intrigued, Iron Man landed on the peak and approached the vault cautiously. The air around the vault hummed with power, and Iron Man could feel the energy thrumming beneath his feet. As he drew closer, he saw that the vault was not made of stone or metal, but appeared to be formed from ice, yet it radiated a warmth that was inviting rather than freezing. Just then, a tiny figure emerged from behind the vault. It was a small humanoid creature made of ice and snow, no bigger than Iron Man's hand. Her wings sparkled like frost, and she had a gentle smile on her face. "Hello," she said in a voice like tinkling bells. "I'm Frostine, the guardian of this vault. Who are you?" Iron Man knelt down to get a better look at the little snow sprite. "I'm Iron Man, a superhero from the Avengers." "An Avenger," Frostine repeated, her eyes wide with wonder. "You must be very powerful. Can you help me?" Iron Man's heart melted at her innocent request. Of course he would help her. But what could he do? All of a sudden, the humming from the vault grew louder, and a strange energy began to emanate from it. Iron Man felt his sensors activate, and he saw that the energy signature matched that of the Northern Lights. Could this vault somehow be connected to the Aurora? And what was wrong with it? Before he could ask Frostine, the vault shook and a deep growl echoed from within. The ground trembled beneath Iron Man's feet. Whatever was inside the vault was stirring. Suddenly, a monstrous shape began to emerge from the ice. Its claws scraped against the vault's surface, sending sparks flying. The ice cracked and groaned under its weight. "What is that?" Iron Man asked, his voice echoing in the vast space. "That," Frostine whispered, fear creeping into her voice, "is Groomish, the Shadow Beast. He feeds on darkness and has grown stronger because the glow of the Aurora Vault has faded. If he breaks free, he will plunge the world into an eternal winter." Iron Man knew he had to act fast. But how could he defeat a beast made of ice and darkness? As he pondered, the Shadow Beast surged forward, its claws reaching for Frostine. Iron Man shot forward, deflecting the creature's attack with his repulsor blasts. The beast snarled, turning its icy eyes on Iron Man. "You cannot stop me, Metal Man," it boomed, its voice like grinding glaciers. "My darkness is endless." With that, the beast lunged again, its claws slashing. Iron Man dodged, narrowly escaping the creature's grasp. The vault rumbled, threatening to collapse. As the battle raged, Iron Man searched for a way to defeat the beast. He couldn't hurt it with his repulsor blasts, and his rockets seemed to have no effect. The Shadow Beast was too strong, too relentless. Just when Iron Man began to feel despair, he remembered something Frostine had said. The beast fed on darkness, but what if it was confronted with the opposite, with light? Iron Man changed his strategy. Instead of trying to blast the beast away, he focused his repulsors, gathering all his energy, and fired a concentrated beam of light directly at the Shadow Beast. The creature recoiled, hissing as if burned. Iron Man pressed his advantage, keeping the beam trained on the Shadow Beast, who snarled and writhed in pain. The ice around them cracked and groaned. The Shadow Beast, weakened and confused by the unexpected attack, stumbled back, crashing through the ice and disappearing from sight. As the dust settled, Frostine flew closer to Iron Man. "But how can I defeat it?" Its darkness is too great, she said, her voice filled with worry. Iron Man looked at the broken vault, its glow nearly extinguished. I think you're missing the point, Frostine, he said gently. You don't need to defeat the Shadow Beast. You just need to help him. Frostine tilted her head in confusion. Help him? But he's a monster. He tried to hurt you. And you, Frostine. Look, Iron Man said, extending a hand towards the vault. The Shadow Beast feeds on darkness, but this place is filled with light. Why don't you bring some of this light to him? Show him that there's more to the world than darkness? An idea sparked in Frostine's eyes. She nodded slowly, understanding dawning on her face. With a determined nod, Frostine flew deeper into the vault. Iron Man followed, keeping a close eye on the Shadow Beast, who was beginning to stir again. As they went further, they found a large cavern hidden behind glistening ice walls. In the center of the cavern was a pool of water, its surface reflecting the eerie glow of the vault. But the pool was not filled with water. It held the Aurora core, the source of the vault's energy, pulsing with life. As Frostine approached, the core's glow intensified, bathing the cavern in its warm light. She reached out, her icy fingers touching the core, and gasped as she felt the surge of magical energy flow through her. Gathering all her strength, Frostine reached out again and pulled, bringing a beam of light with her. The light floated from her fingertips like a miniature sun, illuminating the darkness around them. The Shadow Beast watched, its eyes narrowed suspiciously. As the beast hesitated, Iron Man saw his chance. He moved forward, extending a hand towards the Shadow Beast. Don't be afraid, he said, his voice echoing in the cavern. I'm here to help you. The beast snarled, but something in Iron Man's voice, perhaps the sincerity, perhaps the kindness, caused it to lower its guard slightly. Iron Man continued, Look, I know you're hurting. I can see it in your eyes. You're tired of being alone in the dark, of being misunderstood. The Shadow Beast flinched, as if Iron Man had struck a nerve. No one wants to be my friend, it whispered, its voice cracking. They're afraid of my darkness. Touched by the beast's sadness, Iron Man reached out and gently touched its icy shoulder. The Shadow Beast recoiled slightly, but didn't pull away. Well, that doesn't have to be the case, Iron Man said softly. I'm your friend, and I want to help you become someone else's friend, too. The Shadow Beast looked at Iron Man, its eyes searching his face. Slowly, it lowered its head, letting out a sigh that seemed to release years of pent-up frustration and sadness. Together, Iron Man and Frostine led the Shadow Beast back to the Aurora core. They stood in a circle, each bathed in the warm glow of the core's light. Iron Man extended a hand to the Shadow Beast. Will you accept the gift of friendship? He asked. The Shadow Beast hesitated for a moment, then reached out and touched Iron Man's hand. His touch was cold, like ice, but somehow comforting. In that moment, the Shadow Beast was no longer a monster. He was Groomish, and he was simply a creature who wanted to be understood and accepted. As the ceremony continued, the Aurora core blazed brighter, its light spilling from the cavern and bathing the vault in green and purple hues. The icy walls shimmered with newfound radiance, and the vault hummed with renewed energy. Outside the vault, the sky was filled with the vibrant colors of the northern lights, dancing and swirling in a mesmerizing display. The sight was so beautiful that every kid watching stopped to stare in awe. In the distance, the city twinkled with life, unaware of the magical events unfolding on the mountaintop. For Iron Man, the adventure was coming to an end. He knew it was time to return to the city and his responsibilities as a superhero. But he couldn't help but feel a sense of satisfaction, knowing that he had made a difference in the life of a lonely creature. As Iron Man prepared to leave, he turned to Frostine and Groomish, who were now friends. Remember, he said, his voice echoing in the cavern, kindness is always the answer. It may not solve every problem, but it's always worth a try.